But I think that the Alberta model, the approach to addictions, is sort of the model for the country. Um, the numbers seem to indicate that, but beyond that, just on an aspect of sort of basic human compassion and caring for people, helping people reclaim their lives is powerful. I'm going to be at another event, another Stampede Breakfast. That is, we did a video on the Alberta Adolescent Recovery Center. We're going to be speaking to a whole bunch of youth who actually went through the program, are recovered addicts, and learn about their sort of experience, and how much it mattered that someone was there to support them. Another community that is very happy, and I've had the opportunity to speak with Chief Roy Whitney, but Chief Crowfoot has also been addressing this. And we actually have a clip. If we can jump to that Twitter clip that has Dan Williams, Danielle Smith, and Chief Crowfoot addressing this critical issue.
My question and my follow-up in the same question. Part of the Alberta approach is involuntary treatment. Here we're talking about holistic approach, an approach that includes traditional way of doing things to treat addiction. So I guess my question is for both Minister Williams and Chief Crowfoot, like how do you reconcile the two together? And would those facilities have involuntary treatment as well? And how does that approach fit with your community and the historical aspect of involuntary treatment and being put in facility without consent?
But in Siksika, our way is more extreme than what they're mentioning. Our way is to intervene. Our way is to, as a community raises a child. We're not raised to sit back and to let somebody self-destruct. Our ways are to pull them in and to say, you know what, Niskani, or what's going on. So, our Siksika, our way is to intervene. If I had my son out doing stuff that he shouldn't be doing, I just can't just let him keep doing it. I have to pull him in and say, hey, what's going on? So that very well is our way. And I think we've gotten away from that as a society. I don't want to go too far down a philosophical standpoint here, but we've kind of, as a society, said, you know what, everybody can do what they want to do, and there's no accountability. And as a result of no accountability, there's no consequences. We live in a world of no consequences because nobody wants to be offended, and that's a problem. So at Siksika, we didn't worry about if Johnny was offended. We're worrying about, you know what, Johnny, you're disrupting yourself. We need to help you to help yourself.
Yeah, that's incredible. Yeah. Round of applause.
Wow.
And I spoke with him. He wasn't coming on camera at the time there, and he was at the initial event during the campaign announcements, where they sort of broached this. Chief Roy Whitney, actually from Tsuut'ina, he lost his son to suicide as a consequence of his addictions battle, and he says he wishes something like this would have been available. I love seeing Danielle Smith, First Nations communities, people like the Alberta Adolescent Recovery Center coming together and saying this is saving lives, plain and simple. Another announcement that also came out was they're actually making a 75-bed facility. Normally they're 50, 40 or smaller, at Tsuut'ina Nation as well. So that is a large facility. I believe, I'm going off the top of my head here, but it was like a $30 million investment. So that construction is going to start soon. This government has done more for First Nations communities, or is at least trying to, and is engaging with First Nations communities, despite all the media would have you believe that Danielle Smith is anti and she's killed these relationships. Well, I don't remember seeing this much engagement between First Nations communities and the premier of this province, other than sort of superficial event politicking. But this is real attainable action, and you can hear how passionate he is. He's sort of in this fight. I think this is so incredible, and to see people coming together, regardless of backgrounds, and saying, no, we're a community, we help each other. I think that's incredible.
Well, maybe that's going to be her answer to you on how she would win again, is just delivering on examples like that. And you're right. But that is back to the basics. He hit everything on the nail. Back to humanity. Stop politicizing literally every corner of society. This is about saving lives, doing what works, and doing what's common sense. Obviously, this is the approach that needs to be taken. And so it's very encouraging to see that. Hopefully BC could follow in footsteps. But it's almost like we're rolling out an experiment here, a social experiment. The
Yeah.
better you guys consistently do, the harder it will be for other provinces, hopefully, to not fall
Yeah.
in line.
Well, last night at the Church Under Fire event, we talked about the notion of leadership. And even during COVID-19, the country didn't have leadership. It was monkey see, monkey do. Everyone was just copying each other, following each other. When you ask them what the basis was for decisions, they're like, oh, well, Toronto did it. It's great to see actual leadership. There's some of it in Saskatchewan. There's some other places that are taking some stands on issues, whether it's firearms rights or other things, pushing back on carbon tax, things like that. But great to see some leadership in this country.